All right, this is the Cub Campers C18, and we're going to do a quick walk around. It isn't set up at the moment. It is level, so it's got pretty cool technology from Cruisemaster where it'll auto level. You can also adjust it side to side manually. You can just hit a button that goes to ride height. Having had airbag suspension in my van for the last year, this is a big step up on the ATX. It's a very cool thing. It's called BCS, Body Control System. Impressive tech, very impressive tech. Also a great way to annoy your friends by setting up in like 5 seconds. So, start at the front. We've got a big box here. Some of this stuff is subject to change. I want to be clear, this is a prototype. There is one of these in existence, and production of this is not even going to start until September. So for the next 4 months, there is going to be a lot of testing and there will be changes on this. I can guarantee it. I already know a couple of them. But anyway, big box on the front here with storage, the diesel tank, all that kind of stuff in the front. ARC 750 jockey wheel. These things are bulletproof and the dual wheels make it a lot easier to move around. DO35 hitch. Again, sorry, it should be clear, this is the Platinum edition. So this has a bunch of options, this has all the options actually, to bring it from the standard C18 up to the Dark's Nuts. There's an option for an extended drawbar. This one is running induction, so it's a single gas bottle purely for your barbecue. The idea is you do that, you open this hatch, and you can have a barbecue slide, or you can have this as a pantry. And then you can barbecue there, just plug into your gas bottle. So no regulators or anything needed. It's all just directly to the gas bottle. In here, you can fit a 95 litre dual zone fridge. Same as the other campers and caravans. Kitchen, this is an all new design. Well, not all new, some of it's familiar. Slide it out, it's pre-plumbed. So hot and cold sink, it's got a diesel hot water system that does space heating inside and hot water. Water capacity, this one's equipped with 200. You can go more, you can go less. Couple of drawers, plenty of room for your cups and plates and whatever in here. This one is equipped with twin induction. That is an option. You can go gas or induction on these. If you go the induction option, you open the new prep area, which I love. Nice big pantry in here. This is a pass-through, so you can actually get to that from inside and outside. If you want to run your induction, you grab your power cord and you plug it in right there, and you turn your inverter on. Bang, you have induction. But yeah, no hooking up water lines or anything like that. It's good to go straight away. Drain out. Plenty of space in here, as I said. Access to 240 volt power there, so if you did want to run a gas setup here and then have a portable induction burner, that's not a problem. Or with the gas one, it's got a glass cover over it, so you can just put your induction cooker there if it's windy and you've got plenty of power. Speaking of power, 900 amps of lithium, 1080 watts of solar. Again, this is the Platinum edition, but plenty of power storage in here. You'll notice it's running a dual axle for the first time ever on a Cub. These are 33s, or 285/70R17. It looks cool, it's capable, it's grippy, it's a nice thing. So this can go amber or white, inside there and inside here, and at the front. So you've got a light directly over where your gas barbecue would be. The battery boxes on the other side of this new design, and these can open up and be dirty storage. They're actually quite a big box, they go about that deep. Perfect for chucking recovery gear, straps, chains, whatever, that kind of stuff, even firewood under there. They're a lockable dirty gearbox. Really, really clever doing that, so that's the same on both sides. So the back here, we've got an external shower. Now, why is it here at the front where everyone can see you showering? Because I've never used mine to shower. I've used it to wash my dog, wash my kids, wash my tables, and the place I want it is just here. So I can wash myself off, wash my feet off, wash my kids' feet off, and then get inside the van. If you want to have a private shower, that's inside. We'll show you later. But it is, I find this very less useful as an actual shower and more useful as a cleaning device. You can obviously set it up here, and you can have a shower on the back of the van and hide, do whatever you want, but this is more for like a rinse off at the beach. The awning is a Carefree electric awning. One button press and it'll pull fully out. It has a wind sensor built in so that if it is too windy, it will retract itself. It also has a rain sensor so that if it gets too much weight on it and too much water on it, it will dump one side and drop the water off. Very cool thing. I mean, the fact that I can just do whatever I want while this is setting itself up is pretty bloody awesome. It also has LED lights built into it, which give a nice light around the whole thing. The rear, pretty simple, spare wheel, rear bar. That is subject to change. There's a cool new thing coming for the rear of these things, and it looks really cool. I've seen the design. Reverse camera, spotlight, simple. Wireless reverse camera, they work very well, they go for a very long way. Ventilation for the composting toilet is here, so it comes through a charcoal filter. All the smells don't go in your van, they go outside your van. Starlink compatible. RJ45, you can have a Starlink put on there, you can have an Anderson, whatever you like, you can make it Starlink compatible for your setup, or you can have a bung directly on here. Extra solar input in here. Heart of the electronics. Alpha 100 from Red Arc. That's a 100 amp charger, so it can do a combination of solar, plug from your car. So in general, you get sort of 50 amps from the roof. Add on your car, you're getting another 40 to 50, so you can do 90 to 100 amps while you drive, which is bloody awesome. 3 kilowatt inverter, Red Vision distribution box, which does all of the switching in the van, as well as normal switches. And then this is just all your isolation and stuff like that, fuses, all in one central spot. This is your diesel heater, so that's, you know, just sort of a little guard on it. Storage. Now, might not look like much here. I can easily climb in that, like really easily. This is a proper check-in suitcase. This is not a carry-on, this is a big suitcase. And it is swimming in there. That's what, about 150 books in there, and it's not even touching the sides. I could easily put like an outboard motor in there or something like that. In fact, I could probably get my outboard in here, because it doesn't look that big, this opening. And it's not huge, but it goes out, it comes out about 100, 150 mil on each side, inside. So there's this huge cavity in here. If you want to put fishing rods, chairs, tables, you could literally get a table in there. It's massive in there, and it goes all the way through. The windows are all double glazed and tinted, lightly tinted. If you want to wrap them, it's actually quite cheap to do to protect them, because all Perspex windows do get scratched. But yeah, this will keep the heat in really well as giving really nice light inside. Under here, that's where the 900 amps of batteries are. So it's 6 150 amp hour batteries in those boxes. All right, we'll go inside and have a look. So I'll start off with, this is the control. So this is moved from the previous vans. Red Vision is now just inside the door. So if I want to turn the dust reduction system on, which is not the quietest thing in the world, which doesn't matter because you're driving when you're using it. You got all your normal switches, you got your stereo down here, Fusion stereo. You got your awning controls, and you can just switch that off so that that will make it stay out. So if you do tie it down and you don't want it to automatically come in if it's windy, you can just switch it off. So straight away you can see 175 litre Thetford fridge. This is a cool design. We're talking about this earlier, where a lot of these fridges, one of the problems is that with stand-up fridges is that the freezer is not a separate zone. So you need to have a fan, because otherwise it either freezes everything or doesn't freeze anything. So the fact that this is a drawer freezer, I really like. And then you've got your standard fridge here. Microwave for microwaving stuff, I guess. Aircon. So it's got a full reverse cycle aircon in here that'll run off the inverter, no dramas. If you come inside, you've got a lounge. Now this again is going to be subject to some reassessment. They might make it a little bit narrower, they might do a club. There are some different options out there for what they do with this. Under here is your diesel heater. Internal cooking. This is an option, so you can get an induction hob in here. I definitely wouldn't go gas inside any caravan. The reason I say that is that then it needs to be vented externally, and those vents leak dust by definition. There's no way they can't, unless you run your DRS extremely hard for some reason and it won't let it in. It needs to be vented, and that's a bit of a pain. But speaking of vents, this actually has a proper range hood. So this range hood will vent externally to a proper vent. It's not one of those ones that just goes into a filter. I love that, because one of the things I don't like about internal cooking is stinking out your van with all the smells of all the food. Sink, tons of storage up here. I mean, even that range hood doesn't take up much room in here. So I reckon I could put all my clothes in one of those. Got 6 of them. big storage pockets at the top here. And there's actually storage next to the bed in these two big compartments here. 240 volt power, 12 volt USBs, wireless charging, more USBs attached to those lamps. Everything is here. You've got your Siroccos. You've got blackout curtains on every window or fly mesh. As I said, double glazed, so you can open these up. Leave your vent open, get some through breeze. This thing vents really nicely. It gets really nice breeze through it. Under here, you have underbed storage, which I've stupidly pulled the tab out of the way for. That obviously usually isn't part of it. I slept in it last night, so I didn't want to sleep on the plastic. Huge amount of underbed storage. So you put your chairs and tables and whatever under there. I personally put my bedding and stuff in there. Spare bedding for my kids. Speaking of kids, a bunk option will be available. More storage, you get the idea. Now this can be used as a pantry or it can be used as your hanging area. There will be a hanging rail there, hanging rod, and all you do is pull these shelves out. They're all removable, super easy. Hang your clothes in there if you want to, or use it as food storage. Having hanging stuff doesn't really bother me that much. I like to hang up a couple of jackets, but I don't hang them on racks, I just hang them on hooks. So I just put a couple of hooks on here, and sticky ones, and hook them on there. In here, this has an Ogo composting toilet. If you haven't used a composting toilet, they are the best thing since sliced bread. I've got no horse in this race, I just have one. You get about 7 weeks to a couple out of this, compared to a cassette toilet, which you get 2-3 days. You can also empty this in any bin. You can bury the compostable material. It's got a pee bucket in the front, which you just empty anywhere you can pee. You can empty it into a toilet. There are so many places you can empty it, and it's still environmentally friendly because it doesn't have any chemicals in it. It has a washing machine. I believe it's a 2.5 kilo. And so that uses, I think it's about 20 litres of water to do a load and some power with 3 kilo washing machine. Perfect for on the road. It's the one thing I wish I'd added to my current van. All right, in here in the bathroom, we've got a big mirror, sink, hot and cold, all the normal stuff. And then in here, we have a big shower. So extractor fan that pops up automatically. So you can just pop that down. Shower, soap holder, bit of a bench bit, I guess. Yeah, very simple, but separate shower and toilet, which is something that a lot of people are very insistent on. And it's massive. Which is, I've got to say, there's a lot of room in this for a hybrid van. The reason I call it a hybrid is that it is much narrower than a full-size van. This is only 2.1 meters wide, 2.2 including the awning, but 2.1 meters, and it doesn't feel like a 2.1 meter van. It's got a king bed, north-south. It's got all the underbed storage. It's got all the room of a round Australia van. To me, this is pretty much the perfect van to do a lap in, size-wise, because it's narrow enough that it's not going to scratch on everything down every track, but it's wide enough that it feels very comfortable in here. I'm not at all claustrophobic. I've got a family of 4, and I'd be very happy to have us all in here at once with plenty of room left over. Oh, and also more storage under there, and this gigantic drawer under here. That is, I don't know, maybe 1.2 meters. It's massive. As I said before, where the coffee machine is in here, that goes to outside. So that goes to your kitchen outside. So you put an air fryer in there, you can put whatever you want in there, but yeah, having in and out, inside and outside access is great. There are your Siggy plugs, your USBs, and and 240s. These are your side hatches. Wireless charging, USBs in the lamps, all your racking up the top. Now these will also come with a 32-inch smart TV that clips on here. Very, very cool. Got your dimmers for your lights, got more power. That's your diesel hot water system. Nice indirect lighting, which I really appreciate. It's all sort of, nothing's in your face. The standard version of this is 2.4 tons. That is without the air suspension, with less lithium, with less solar, without a few creature comforts. The full fat version, the Platinum, that has the bigger airbag, the bigger suspension, bigger airbags, lots of solar, lots of lithium, and that is 2.7 tons. In both cases, they go up to 3.5 ton ATM, and that brings it to an 1100 kilo payload for the standard and about a 780 kilo payload for the Platinum. Now I've almost certainly forgotten some things, but that's the C18 Platinum. It's a very impressive van. As I said, there will be some change. This is a prototype, but I just wanted to give you an initial rundown of it. Thank you very much for watching.